Americans are living longer. That's great news, but it also means we need to have the right roadmap for our retirement future.
That's right. Our next guest can help you. They're here to talk about your roadmap to retirement income. Welcome Norm and Dorothy Shapiro with Blue Waters Financial Group. Good morning to both of you. Thank you so much for being here today.
It was our pleasure.
As Eugene just mentioned, many people are living longer past the age of 90. It's important to have an income plan that takes us through all those years. We need income additional to Social Security. How has aging really changed retirement?
Well, Colleen, that's a great question over here. Time magazine, as a matter of fact, several months ago, they had a double health issue coming out where there was an actual picture of a baby. And basically, it's saying that the baby could live until 142 years old, which I don't know if that's possible, but I guess with all these new things that are going on right now, the new mortality tables are actually showing that a female is actually going to be living until age 90 and a male age 88. As a matter of fact, my dad just recently turned 96. And the problem that we see right now is that when people come in to see us, they're not prepared financially to make sure that for those years that they're going to be around, that they actually have a guaranteed income stream. And, you know, it's a type thing where if you look at it and you retire, let's say at the age of 65 years old, you may have another 25, 30 years of living that you need additional income in addition to Social Security. And if you think back in 1935, when President Roosevelt signed the Social Security Act, at that time, the average lifespan, believe it or not, Eugene, is 62 years old. When he signed it in 1935 for Social Security, people were living until 62. And guess when Social Security started? At age 65. So how many people collected? Very few.
Very few people.
Very few, yeah.
So why is this important to pre-retirees and retirees? Income. Why is it so important?
Well, again, another great question. Dr. Jeffrey Brown, who was an advisor to the White House for many, many years, he basically is saying that income is the outcome that matters most when it comes to financial security in retirement. And people right now, their number one fear, retirees' number one fear is outliving their money. Not outliving their money, I should say, because they're going to be living much longer.
Wow.
You know, that's even more important than health care cost and, you know, just different variations.
Scary.
So, well, that being said, what's the one or the best piece of advice you would give to somebody who's preparing for retirement?
I would say basically getting off to an early start. In other words, whenever you start your company or whenever and you have a 401k plan, definitely contribute to that 401k. You know, I would say, because it is free money, it's a match, and if people are even in later on in life and they still have it, make sure they contribute. That's the number one thing out there. And also, another important thing is to create an income strategy, because there's two phases of retirement. One is where you're collecting funds when you're younger, like you guys are right now, and then the other portion is when you distribute your funds, you know, when you retire. So you've got to have enough money to build your wealth, and you have to have enough to actually create that income.
Dorothy, will you talk about why it's so important for women to be involved in retirement decisions?
Well, sure, Colleen. You know the old saying, let's talk man to man. Hopefully that's going by the wayside, because 51% of American women say they are now the CFO of the household. However, 90% of them are unhappy with the financial services that they're receiving. On the positive side, though, when they are more knowledgeable about the financial situation and their retirement planning, they feel more secure. They feel like they have a better quality of life. They sleep better at night, because most women are going to outlive their spouses. So they need to have a retirement plan, even more importantly so, because they're going to have so many more years of living. But we still have women that come into the office with boxes of sealed envelopes if their spouses have passed away, because they just don't know how to deal with it. They've received a household allowance all their life, and they just don't want to open these envelopes because they don't know how to read them, how to deal with it. So we still have, you know, people like that coming into the office.
Yeah, so don't let that happen to you. Have a plan. They can help you. For more information, visit bluewatersfinancial.com, bluewatersfinancial.com. All of this information we talked about this morning is also available in the book Roadmap to Retirement Income. Roadmap to Retirement Income. For a free copy of this book, call 704-790-2583. Again, 704-790-2583. Or another way to remember it, 704-790-BLUE.
Blue.
Makes it easy to remember, right? Thank you so much for being here to talk about this today.
Thank you so much for having us.
Always our pleasure. Thank you.
We appreciate it. All right, coming up.